Parliamo di una startup israeliana che si occupa ovviamente di intelligenza artificiale, visto che è il leitmotiv di questa giornata del Wire Next Fest, però lo fa in maniera abbastanza divertente perché è una startup fondata da due ex dipendenti di Google nel 2014, due tra i primi dipendenti di Google, e hanno deciso di applicare l'intelligenza artificiale all'e-commerce per rendere l'esperienza di acquisto dei prodotti online più simile a quella che avviene in negozio, quindi suggerendo come farebbe un commesso vero ai clienti che cosa comprare. È una startup che sta andando benissimo, proprio 2 settimane fa ha ricavato 15 milioni di dollari di finanziamento che si vanno a sommare ad altri per un totale di 33. E qui a parlarcene la vicepresidente marketing Yael Citro. Please.
Hello. Hi. My name is Yael Citro. I'm the VP Marketing of Twiggle, and I go to a lot of these conferences. As you can see, I'm a native English speaker, and I have to say it's my first time in Italy, and one thing that I know for sure now that I've been here is that really everything sounds better in Italian. Absolutely everything sounds better in Italian, so hopefully I can give you good content because I have no Italian. So I'm going to start out with a slightly humiliating photo of myself. That is me at 14. When I was 14, I had my first job. And my first job was a sales clerk at the Gap. You probably have the Gap here in Milan. And my job really was customer service. People would come in, they would tell me what they wanted. I would have to understand what they want, provide good customer service, and connect them to our inventory. That was really my job. It was a great job. I loved it. I did it all through high school. And so much has changed about shopping, not the least of which is that the store that I worked at when I was 14, right, now looks like this, right, Gap.com. And my job has been taken over by a search engine, right? The job of a search engine now is what my job used to be, to understand what people are looking for and connect them to the inventory that the Gap is selling or any other online store is selling. How many people here have shopped online in the last 2 weeks? In the last week? Yeah, it's a nice, I'm going to add a couple people who are maybe embarrassed to raise their hand, but most people, right, are shopping online, right? There are 1.77 billion online shoppers in the world. That number is going to grow to 2 billion in the next couple years, right? The brick and mortar store has moved online, and this is really where a lot of e-commerce is, where shopping is happening. And unfortunately, right, more often than not, and some of you may know, the experience is not always online as good as the store, right? So a lot of people go to their favorite store, and often they either see things that are irrelevant, or you can't find what you're looking for, or sometimes you don't see anything at all. And this is true for the stores that we visit every day. Now, forgive me, I'm American, and so my references are all going to be American, but right, if you go to Banana Republic, I'm sure you probably have Banana Republic here, and you type in black summer dress, right? When I was 14 in a store, I knew what that meant. The search engine doesn't know what it means. It looks for keywords, black summer dress, and comes up empty, right? Now, we all know that Banana Republic sells black summer dresses. It sells dresses without sleeves and that are short and lightweight material, but for some weird reason, right, and it's called keyword matching, right? The search engine today doesn't actually understand that. This is a terrible result for Banana Republic, and it's a terrible result for the consumer, right? Right, the experience, the joy, right, of wearing a new black summer dress is lost, right? If you go to Amazon, really the holy grail of search, of e-commerce search, and you type in black dress without sleeves, right? It can't keyword, people don't describe their products as without something, right? What that means is that the search engine can't understand the word without. skips over it, looks at the other keywords, which is black dress sleeves, and shows the consumer exactly the only thing they asked not to see, right? It shows them black dresses with sleeves. A frustrating experience for the consumer, right? And a revenue loss, right, for Amazon. Right? That's what search is today, right? What is search going to be in the future, and what does Twiggle do, right? We are really focused on building a search engine that gives the kind of service to consumers that an in-store human store clerk would be able to provide, right? My job now is basically to automate my 14-year-old self, right? And search is going to be judged on the same metrics that I was judged, right, when I worked at the Gap. Are you providing good service? Is the experience a good one? Do you understand what a customer is saying? And are you able to connect them quickly and easily and respectfully to the products that they're looking to buy? That's the new metric, not conversion, not click-through rates, right? But if the experience is a bad one, and that's really what retail is going to look like in the future, online retail. What artificial intelligence is going to allow in the future for retail is better experiences, right? Better customer service, and a more inspiring shopping experience overall. So let's see, how do we do that? And then I'm going to see if we can play a little game, right? So a bit about the technology. What we do, there's sort of two bits to the technology that Twiggle has built. The first challenge is to actually understand what people are saying, right? To actually understand the syntax of what people are saying. So we use natural language processing to do that, to distinguish between a red dress and a red dress shirt, a chair with wheels, a chair without wheels. It's important that you actually have the ability to actually understand syntax. But more important, and this is something unique to Twiggle, we've built a universal ontology, right, of sort of the world of things. And that reaches a level of granularity, a level of detail that taxonomies today that are currently used in e-commerce really don't reach. And together it means that I understand, the engine understands what someone has said and has a world to reference, right? If it doesn't have a world to reference, I understood you, but I still can't help you. So let's give it a go. How many people have their phones on them? It's a rhetorical question. Everybody have their phone? Go to your favorite, however you would shop. I don't know. I'm going to ask you in a second. And look for a red dress. Just type it in. Wherever. If someone said you need to buy a red dress, just go to wherever you would go and do that. Right? I already did it this morning, so I know the result. Right? How many people are seeing? First of all, how many people went to Google? One. How many people, I've never done this outside the US, how many people went to Amazon? And how many people went to a store they know? How many people are just ignoring me and on Facebook? So statistically what happens is about 45% of people go to Amazon, about 30% of people go to Google or Bing or something like that, and the remaining 25% go to a retailer they know. Right? So how many people actually got a red dress? Right? How many people got a red dress? That's about right. So most search engines can handle a search like this, right? It's fairly simple. This shopper is probably not so serious. Why? Because they're like, oh, just a red dress. Maybe I need a red dress, right? And most search engines can support it. So whether you go to Amazon or Google or the Gap or whatever, what's the popular chain here in Milan? Where? What is it? Whatever the popular chain here is in Milan, right? You'll probably get a red dress. Stay on the same search and type in red dress shirt in Italian or however you search for it. Right? So of the people who are playing this game, how many people are seeing something like this? 1, 2, 3. So that's sad, but that's also all right. So immediately, right, the minute you get more specific, all we did is add a word, but it's everything, right? Because I'm no longer looking for a dress. The subject matter is now a shirt, right? Twiggle understands the difference. The power of artificial intelligence, the power of natural language processing is that you know the difference. And so already we're finding that the majority of the people, about 20 people, sort of have been playing this game. Only 3 people actually are on a site that is red dress shirt. If you were on Amazon, you'd still find it. If you were on the Gap, you'd lose this game already. Let's take it a step further. Type in red dress shirt without sleeves. How many people are actually getting red dress shirt, actually getting something like this? Yeah. So, there's the plus to it, of course, is that we are able to avoid a world where men wear red dress shirts without sleeves. But I don't judge, and Twiggle doesn't judge. Right? And this shopper is serious. This shopper knows what he wants. He specifically wants a red dress shirt without sleeves. He's probably ready to buy. The statistics are that the more specific a person is, the more ready they are to buy, and the less most search engines today are able to help him, right? This problem will get even more exacerbated when you have conversational commerce, right? Because when people start to speak what they want, they're going to speak naturally and they're going to speak in detail. I'm looking for a black summer dress for my sister's wedding in June, right? At the Cape or whatever. It's in a church. Right? And you get all these details that for a human being say a lot. For a search engine mean absolutely nothing. Right? There's a little bit more magic to what we do, right? So behind Twiggle's technology is not just the ability to understand syntax and understand language, but also the ability to understand your data, structured and unstructured data. There's an incredible amount of data on any given retail site about a product, right? There's the photo, there's the review data, there's the spec data, the description, product description, compatibility, and all of that data, right, has to be understood in order to successfully match, right, what a product to what somebody is looking for. Most search engines really stay at a very simple level of granularity. They look at the product description, maybe sometimes they look at a photo, it's rare, and so they're really trying. The challenge is most sellers describe their products one way. I'm a buyer, I describe it my way. It's very hard to match those things, right? And natural language processing will match it every time, right? What's the kicker, right? So for those of you who are very technical and interested, when we take that product data and we turn it actually into code, into something that a search engine can actually understand, right? Why is this even more important? I'll leave you with this, right? Right? How many people are actually holding their phones right now? Right? How many people actually in the middle of the night could reach their phones with their eyes closed? I could actually. This has become the place where we do everything, right? And e-commerce is no different. And if the last sort of revolution in retail was moving from the brick and mortar store online, right, to your desktop, the next real revolution is this move from the desktop, right, to your smartphone. The buying surface has become tiny, right? And the person holding this has no patience, right? We've lost patience. This is not a person who wants to shop and browse and go to the mall. This is a person who needs something, wants to buy it, and wants to move on, right? 40% of all e-commerce transactions are on this device. That's going to be 70% very soon. If you can't show people, right, in the first 2 or 3 results, things that are relevant to them, they're done, right? You just ask too much of your consumer, and they will move on. 80% of shoppers are using a mobile phone inside the store. I'm at the Gap. I'm in Banana Republic, and I'm still using, right, the phone. Why am I doing that? Because I see this dress, but maybe I want to see if it's cheaper online. Or maybe they don't have my size. I want to see if it's somewhere else and I can have it delivered here, right? Remember the black summer dress? How embarrassing. How embarrassing for Banana Republic. If I'm standing in the store in front of the dress, I search for the dress, and it says they don't have it, right? That's a terrible customer experience. And finally, right, 40% of users will go to a competitor if they have a bad mobile experience, right? When I used to have to physically go to the Gap, right, I had to make the effort to go to the Gap. If I'd probably work very hard to find what I want before I went somewhere else, because now I have to physically go somewhere else. This is effortless. If I'm not happy, I'm literally going to go to the next site, right? I'm going to go to Amazon, I'm going to go to the Gap, I'm going to Google it, I'm going to go where I'm happy. And so it's all becoming much more urgent. The technology is moving that much faster. And that's what we do. That's what Twiggle does. Grazie.